JT Miller spoke out about the Rangers' absolutely embarrassing 8-4 loss to the Senators yesterday. Bad first period. We responded. We played pretty well after that. Did getting behind the 8-ball early set the tone in a negative way? No crap. We'd like to not be down 4-0 after the first, but after that, we responded well. We played with some pride. Now that is an interesting comment by Mr. JT Miller, the captain of the team and the leading force as to changing the culture with the New York Rangers, right? But tell me why he said that they played well after the first period, and Mika Zibanejad said something else. He said early on in the season we lost games, but I thought the effort was there. I'm not saying the effort isn't there now, but our game isn't. I thought we played better and we deserve better early on, but right now, we don't. And that's a tough pill to swallow. Oh boy, baby. Going out there and contradicting the captain in the media, are we, Mr. Mika? He's getting a lot of fanfare, too. My real captain, Ali goes out there and says. The real captain of the New York Rangers. He's the only guy speaking facts, David said. Is JT intentionally trying to piss off the entire Rangers fan base? If so, he's doing a good job at it. My friends, Rangers fans are absolutely done with Captain JT Miller. This is the guy that was supposed to change the culture. No BS, like he went out there and said. But after the Elias Pettersson drama from last year, being traded over to New York last year, and then, just a few months later, getting named the captain of the team, he is playing for a Ranger squad that is treading water in the NHL standings right now. Head over to the wildcard race and you will find the Rangers. They are still on the outside looking in. Oh wait, never mind, they're not treading water. They're last place in the East. That's awesome. They have lost 4 games in a row in regulation, and they have been bad ones. They have been stinky stinkers over here. 8-4 versus the Ottawa Senators yesterday, 4-2 versus the Seattle Kraken, the 10-2 stomping at the hands of the Bruins, 5-2 against the Buffalo Sabres. JT Miller, eh? So much for no BS. But with this in mind, I wanted to just open the conversation up a little bit more into talking about Mika Zibanejad, because it seems like both of these guys are going through some pretty different perspectives on what the team is accomplishing so far, and a lot of fan response is going out there and articulating just that. Am I reading this crap clearly? You went down 6-0, brother, and proceeded to lose 8-4. You never responded well, JT. God, this guy is a horrible captain. Trouba was a better captain than this clown. Did Miller want to get traded back to the Rangers for revenge because they traded him back in 2018? Was this a plot all along? Chris goes out there and says, "Rip the C off his chest. Goodness, I'm done for this season watching these crap players ruin this franchise." Huh. No comment, eh? Meanwhile, you have the positive sentiment on Mika Zibanejad. People are mad at the Rangers, but you can't say Zibanejad isn't doing his best. 7-game point streak. Something like 12 of the last 16 goals Zibanejad has had a hand in. Bad goaltending, JT sucks, Trocheck sucks, Schneider is double sucks, and also at least Zibanejad is keeping it real. Lemonade Hubby says JT is a disaster of a captain to no one's surprise. We also had this posted on the R Hockey subreddit. Top comment says, Mika has been very candid recently. Very refreshing. It makes me feel like he's thinking, am I the only guy who can play on this team? Others on the team have the ability to play, but they just don't seem to want to. That's captain speak, J. Merck said, not the BS that Miller spewed out for potting a few goals when Ottawa stopped playing on a back-to-back. Toxic, violent, and firmly believing he deserves to be on the world stage. Who's a better representative for Team USA? He's USA hockey to the core. Let it burn. And you know what? That's really interesting. That's a funny way to point it out. When you think about the reason JT Miller was included on Team USA over a guy like Jason Robertson, for example, who actually scores points and who is a lot more of a reasonable personality to deal with. JT Miller, yeah, sure, he's a point-per-game guy in his last 5 games, 8 points in his last 10. He has started to slowly get it back up there. He's got 49 points in 73 games as his production pace. But this is absolutely not a guy that Rangers fans are a fan of at this stage of the season, let alone even tolerating. Head over to Mika Zibanejad, see what his production pace looks like. He's been doing a lot better. 16 points in his last 10 games and 8 points in his last 5. Mika has been a man on a mission. He's on pace for 74 points this year, with 43 and 47 currently as his production pace. It's true, Mika had a 90-point year, and he is technically not as good as he was back then, but the same thing could be said about Miller, who was a 99-point, 100-point guy for multiple years in Vancouver, and whose overall play has seemed to really fallen off ever since getting acquired by the New York Rangers. He had a good opening stint with them post-trade from Vancouver. We cannot deny the 35 points in 32 games there. But JT falling off in the way that he did, getting the C, and now being the leader on this terrible Rangers team, not answering questions and not committing anything, really, to the media, it does sting a lot for Rangers fans who are going out there and watching this guy on a night-to-night basis. While it's an improvement over single-handedly splitting a locker room in 2 like he did in Vancouver, this delusion is hardly better. Whether it's fiery and abrasive or listless and aloof, JT Miller is clearly not fit for a leadership role. He's exactly the kind of meathead that Dolan and Drury see as captain material. Now, I will say, there is some defense for JT Miller. Honest Despot went out there and said, in Vancouver he did hit 100 points, and that team gave McDavid a pretty good run in the playoffs. This Rangers team is trending towards a bottom 10 finish this year and looks to have one of the worst futures of any team in the league. What improvements has JT Miller provided so far over his Vancouver tenure? And then you have this. It sounds like JT Miller found another Swede to bully. Ah, man. If it wasn't already obvious, I'm a Canucks fan, so I apologize to any Rangers fan going out here and checking it out, trying to see some neutral commentary on your captain only to not get it. But seems like y'all are really ticked off at this guy too. Am I right? You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about the JT Miller situation in New York? We literally just made a video about this yesterday, but it's getting even worse after the stomping that the Ottawa Senators had at MSG last night. Let me know in the comments all your opinions. How do you feel about JT and Mika Zibanejad's commentary on the loss? I hope you enjoyed this for the Schaefer 9. And bye.